bracket soon. Let's go ahead and get it. ApolloKage, Kola, game number 1 winners finals.
We're in 2025. Every single player in any bracket, especially at this top level, has experience against Roy. And the question sometimes can be, does Roy have experience against the other player? Between Scat and then, of course, Sanito being more of a Snake player than a Sonic player nowadays, I think Kola has been preparing for this moment specifically.
Damn. Completely spacing that. Yeah, he isn't Sonic anymore, really. Oh, my God.
He's a dual main, but ultimately Snake has been coming up a whole lot more.
Dang. I love my third-party characters. What can I say? Here we go.
Into the action right now is fairly evened up. You can't let Snake get too much of a lead. Like you mentioned before, he's one of the worst characters to fall behind to.
Especially when you're playing a character as linear as Roy. I mean, you just really got to keep chasing Snake down in order to get any sort of footing here in the matchup. And of course, the mini game is, can I get close enough to Snake while not getting blown up? And then when I get close to Snake, can I win the matchup now because we got to fight? And Snake, he's not short on normals. We'll put it that way.
That up B out of shield, by the way, that Roy sometimes can implement is not at all useful against Snake, especially with a grenade nearby, because the fire sword instantly explodes the grenade, so you don't get any value off of it, and you're in disadvantage. But that's the least of his worries right now, as an up tilt closes out Kola's first stock, and he's at a deficit that he didn't want to be at.
112% right now. We got some rage here on ApolloKage at that, but not expending it here. Again, letting the special attacks just really get the job done for him, and for good reason. You don't want to spend too much time up close and personal on Kola. Grenades or not, you're going to eat some percent.
Kola dancing on the platform right now, trying to find center stage safely, and he does just that. Able to hop over the grenade like acrobatics, taking it with the back air and evening things up before it got too far away from him.
Oh, yeah.
C4 in the center of the stage, got to watch that one.
Okay, grenade in him. I'm going to toss it back. You got to watch how you toss these grenades, too. If you don't cook them long enough, you know, if you throw them too early, I will toss them back to you. I'm not too above that. Okay, there it is.
One character that ApolloKage said that he does have to engage with. He does have to not just run away the entire time. Roy is the one character left in bracket where this is the game plan for ApolloKage. And we get to see some of that CQC that he's so good at, like you talked about before.
Yeah, that up close and personal gameplay, I mean, it's just the kung fu that really, I mean, all the Snakes have it, but nobody has it quite like ApolloKage. And what I really mean by that is just the fearlessness that comes with it. Just walking up in the face of characters that could outbutton you, or depending on the percent, kill you in 1 or 2 exchanges, letting them drop shield and just saying, hey, whatever happens after you drop shield, I'm willing to accept it. And winning with up tilt more times than not is crazy, man.
Down tilt, able to catch the landing, and ApolloKage is in the air. Finds the C4, unfortunately. Got to keep your eyes on that one. And 0% Kola last stock for the game. This is where we saw the first stock happen as well. Can he find a closeout before it gets too far?
Okay, that's $1 million question, but I need an even bigger answer here. Can't quite find anything with the forward tilt. That would mean that, again, ApolloKage kind of playing more into the corner and allowing you to kind of face him into the corner. This time getting it done off top. Smart stuff right there. Not worried about, you know, a Z drop on a grenade or a C4 that time. Understanding the opportunity is here, and I have to strike right now while it's hot.
ApolloKage, with only a minor lead, 20% up, is deciding to play a little bit slower, walling out with the grenades and trying to tack on more damage without getting too close. You don't want to have to brawl Roy if you're not in an advantageous position for it. No. And as the percentage continues to rack up on Kola, he has to ask, how do I find my way in?
Yeah, it's ill-advised. I wouldn't do it. Okay, double nair. And that time even like waited nair out a little bit, was trying to work around the grenade, still ended up picking it up. And ApolloKage ends up picking himself up a game number 1 W right here. A hard-fought one nonetheless, though. Kola made him work for it, was very mindful of the grenades, but really not mindful enough because it's already easy to beat up, you know, Roy. But now you're also, again, you know, in disadvantage. You've walked into a grenade, you're getting eaten up by C4. The task at hand becomes that much easier for ApolloKage. You got to be careful.
Kola wants to win this set, probably more than any of the ones prior. Not just because it's winners finals. Yes, of course, every player wants to win every set. Okay, I get that. But do you see what piranhas are waiting on the loser's side for him? This is the most engagement that he's going to be able to have with his opponent, and he does switch to the cloud. We've seen this before in their sets. Yes, it hasn't been as successful, but it's a lot better than Roy with that fire sword constantly exploding the explosives.
Well, yeah, well, we got to be careful, too, because you're also swinging with a lot more range here. Now, you do have that up B out of shield, which is something that players like Kola, players like Spargo, you know, like they're not above using. Like, they will kick up the aggression. They will run up on you and just hold shield, wait for you to swing first, and then go for up B. The tricky part in a matchup like this is that even if you do run up on ApolloKage, his utilization of CQC is so crazy that he's like, bro, you know I outbutton you. So you know that I know that you're going to run up on me and wait for me to do something first. I'm not giving it to you. I'm literally not going to give it to you.
No, not at all. Just holding very defensively, especially against Cloud, who has arguably fewer ways to engage onto Snake than Roy does, but you have a little bit more safety and reliability in how you rack up your damage, and I think that's what Cole is hoping for, though it's looking to be a struggle.
Yeah. Now you get Snake in that corner, he might be in some trouble. Back air, criminally safe on shield. Big hitbox.
Uppy?
A lot of safety. Come on down here and see me. Oh, bye.
Wow, okay, it landed on the C4. We had the limit that he was holding on to, using it for the movement advantage that you do get from having limit online. But I was wondering if he was going to try to fish for the limit climb hazard on the falling after the Cypher comes down because he doesn't have the armor, and possibly take the stock off the top really, really early. I don't know if he would have had the damage for that, but in any case, unfortunately, wasn't paying attention to the C4 in the process.
Yeah, you've got to watch those C4s. Even on the way back down, they are always carefully placed in conjunction where ApolloKage needs them. It's not the grenades sometimes, okay? Caught you in the air. C4 already on solid ground, so you can't use that as the coverage, and back air catch you in a way that might not have worked on Roy's side. A little bit longer of a character here on Cloud's side. Oh, yeah, get blade beam.
A little bit more distance you can keep between yourself and an explosive. You batting away at the grenade might not actually hit you if you are placed it just well enough, and so you do find better openings for back air kill confirms.
Okay.
Also, not having to rely on kill confirms coming from 2 or 3 hit combos is incredibly important because you don't have to be frame perfect. Otherwise, of course, Snake will use the 1 frame grenade to get out of danger there. Cloud's kill confirms come more from guaranteed options, maybe a forward air combo where it's not frame perfect, or just a loose back air.
Yeah, 100%. And again, it's like really getting the most bang for your buck is a tough thing to do in a matchup like this because you really have to watch how you swing on Kola's side. You're always worrying about grenades. And then even if you do break that zone, you then have to worry about dealing with ApolloKage up close. There's another C4. Got to be careful. ApolloKage, though, bleeding out, too, profusely. Don't drop that shield. And it still ain't till turn. Yeah, you still got to watch out. Even after limit cross slash, most characters not with buttons quick enough to answer back, even with the frame 4 F tilt. Still a little too slow. Put that leg away.
Okay, but the shield's getting low again. A shield poke is imminent back here. Definitely a shield poke central, but catching the landing up till ApolloKage maintains the advantage.
Snake, the body contortionist. The flexible dude, man.
Oh, man.
Belongs in the circus. Okay, back here. Okay, once more in the corner. Grenades for the coverage on the way back down, forcing Kola to move away from the ledge. Great stuff right here on ApolloKage's side. But the job ain't done yet. 1 perfectly placed backer can definitely get it done, and it's so safe on shield. 3-frame jab, hold up. Nothing off the down tilt. Who you feeling like, bro?
This is that CQC that you were talking about, both of them batting at each other, but ApolloKage not finding the lesser of these openings, especially with the stock advantage. The limit blade beam is not going to break the shield. It's not going to get it low enough for you to be able to approach safely. Cola's got to find another opening.
Okay. Yeah, goodbye.
Nice. Weaved his way in above the C4, baiting ApolloKage to use it. Didn't wind up using it. Dropped above the grenade and still was able to find the back air. Bobbing and weaving his way through. Kola finds the cleanup on the stock.
I mean, just really having a good outlook on where your opponent's going to be, too. I mean, that right there is something that just cannot be ignored. Knowing that when you land right here, it's checkmate.
Landing
grenade back in hand.
It's so hard with these grenades on the ground to find a landing, to find these like a fast fall back airs. It can be so difficult. I don't know what he was cooking there. I think maybe he was looking for a B reverse blade beam, and he accidentally input a down B when he was trying to fast fall.
Maybe he was trying to get rid of it on purpose too. I mean, when you do have limit online, your opponent's more inclined to, kind of back off a little bit. And you're kind of coming up on the tail end of this match where you still want to hold forward a little bit more.
I'm going to keep it a buck. That would be insane.
Yeah, it would be. It would
Maybe
be.
He's on that next level, though.
I mean, he could be.
You got to be creative when you're down.
Okay.
Cola's got to find some more creativity, though. Approaching is so difficult. Long stage, a lot of space to cover, and the grenades covering half of it.
Okay. Not totally out of the weeds just yet. ApolloKage looking good. First swing right there on the normal cross slash. Grenades backhand, answering back. There's the up air.
Oh, my God.
Max kick, you're bugging. You're bugging.
The dash attack keeps Kola off stage. 164% limit is almost back online. There it is. This could be something special, but the back air hits the air above his head.
What?
He hit his aura, man. It hit literally the halo that he put onto his head when he knocked him off the stage.
You're out-aured. Jesus. That was an interestingly placed hitbox. I'm going to put it that way. That was an interesting hitbox.
It was a fake hurt box shift, I think, from Kola using an option there. I think the back air came out, and it looked like it was going to hurt box shift him down. So when the back air connected, it didn't actually get the hurt box shift in that moment. That's crazy. Switching back to the Roy.
Snake is crazy. You know, 2 or 3 different hitboxes on back air, and the move lasts forever.
Yeah.
I mean, what the heck? Wow.
Choosing to go to Smashville. A lot less space that you have to cover. We did talk about that being an issue.
Oh! No,
nothing doing. Nothing
doing. If I air dodge back up to the ledge, because you got to snap.
Yep. We have way less space that we have to close the gap on this stage. I like the counter pick choice. I like going back to Roy. It feels a little bit more comfortable. I don't think that Cloud would thrive in this type of environment, but you're changing it up so much. You're not getting complacent. You're not feeling like you have to run it back. This is a brand new Kola.
It is. It is. It's Kola reborn right now, and I'm here for it. I mean, every part of me in my heart wants us to go to game number 5 because I'm a big fan of both of these two characters, or both of these two players. But, I mean, you know what it is. Nice. Double parry.
Okay.
Forward throw. I need you off the stage.
Batting high, but going higher is ApolloKage. Finding a falling. The air dodge is caught by the up air.
And
just
no
another
C4
reset.
that time, too. What was up with that?
That is very interesting, because that could have kept him safe in that moment, too. Even if he didn't blow it up instantly, that's the spot where he landed this time. And Kola, feeling safety because of no C4, F-tilts to take the stock.
Yes. Smooth stuff right there on ApolloKage. Just going for the Z drop on the grenade in the corner, knowing that Kola's not going to want to go for a neutral get up and have to deal with me in the corner. He's going to go for a high nair off the ledge. Just trying to play one step ahead here.
Double dash attack. I don't know what. ApolloKage is cooking something different right now. But finally in a deficit for the first time this set. Kola enjoying his advantage, enjoying his lead, and playing this bait and punish play style where ApolloKage, he's trying to feign like he doesn't need to go in, but Kola knows that he has to go in.
Yeah, he knows. It's imperative. Oh, my God. And Kola reborn right now.
Oh, my.
Kola 2.0. All right. Much better than the original, man. Hold on a second. Nikita time. Okay, it's smart. Knowing that he's not going to be able to catch the bob and weave off stage, so try to just detonate it into the ledge. What you doing? What you doing?
That again right now. ApolloKage's got to find something here because Kola's running away with it. Going really high, the back air swats out Kola once again. We saw the game end that way in game 2. We don't want that to be the turnaround pivotal moment for game 3 if you're Kola. Just narrowly missing that dash attack.
Okay, back throw. Okay, the scare tactic, but goes for the down smash. I thought we were actually going to see a back throw that time.
Nothing doing there, grenade in hand, but the nair already connects, which means ApolloKage's got to be scared. Kola wiping his face while he has that grab. The sweat is brimming at this moment, and catches off of the ledge grab, instant jump back air. The movement from Kola, the spacing and the positioning. He's a master on that stage, but you don't have that stage again. ApolloKage gets to counterpick, and you might have found the answer too little too late.
Yeah, I hope not, because I want to see more of this game here, but that was so smart. Forcing him to air dodge. Again, he was like, okay, I got to air dodge, not going to be able to land properly. He will attack me, but if I air dodge, all he'll really be able to do in time to get to me is go for another throw. And it still was not enough. Again, so many layers how that final interaction went down. Kola still able to hang on here for dear life. And we are seeing ApolloKage drink a lot of stuff on stage. Damn.
This is the third different drink that we've seen.
Water, soda. Jeez, man.
Okay.
My man is hydrated.
I think we are going to small battlefield on this game 4. Makes sense. It's what's available. Of course, ApolloKage is not going to willingly go to a smaller stage, not going to willingly go to a small single platform stage either. You want the double plats. You want to be able to plank underneath with your grenades. You want to be able to set up C4 to cover basically an entire half of the stage or make Kola play very, very impatiently. And that's exactly what this stage is going to allow. What's Kola's answer?
Yes, what is the immediate answer back? We got to figure it out here, and we got to figure it out fast, because it starts with one game. I've seen Kola in spots like this before where he's down and is like, I got the one game, I think I can do it. The Cloud reset wasn't what he needed. He just needed a breath of fresh air from the Roy, and it's paying off.
Maybe this is all part of the greater scheme. Pull out Cloud to make your opponent think that you don't know what's happening, and then come back with some options that aren't expected. But unfortunately, ApolloKage expected the nair in, parries the first hit, and up tilts to take Kola stock.
That's the thing with the Fire Emblem characters, man. Their approach options are deadly, but you know when they're coming. Okay, what you do? Okay, I'm about to say, what are you feeling like doing up here?
Okay, I like the grab games. This is what won the game for Kola, or won the set for Kola over Lima, is playing around these grabs. They can be so pivotal. It's harder to find them in this matchup for sure, and especially when you're down a stock. It's not the way that you're going to get yourself back in the game, but it does provide you some positioning.
Positioning definitely key here.
C4 scary.
Yeah, it is. This time not using it as an option to get back down to the ground, knowing that I just need to keep it on the stage here. Okay.
So clean from Kola, but it doesn't take the stock, swatting him out of the Cypher with the sour forward air to even it up. Important moment for Kola.
Has to keep this match airtight here. Okay, going to force a weird recovery with the, okay, smart. With the F smash, force him to go for a neutral get up, but now you're in a weird spot. Forward throw.
These throws are so crucial for Kola. He's mixing it in more than I've ever seen him in his entire career, and it's so important in these pivotal moments.
Oh!
Bats out the mortar. I can't believe it clanked, and he actually beat it out.
Okay, not entirely sure how he was able to pull that off right there by the skin of his teeth for sure.
Brought a sword to a mortar fight, man, and he won?
Yeah. Man.
Again, another pivotal moment that could keep Kola alive a little bit longer. Okay. Nikita, though, swatting
and this has not found a lot of success, but the air ball off stage, man, where were you going?
I'm not sure what happened there.
Hit the Buzz Lightyear right there, bro.
Unfortunate moment for Kola, too. Oof. Nikita for the fall. Keep yourself safe.
All right. 90% here and climbing.
There's a grab.
The job ain't done just yet, though. Kola knows how to get close.
Batting away, using the grenades against him.
Oh, my God.
How deep will you go for this one? He's going straight down.
Okay, has to go for the air dodge back up, too. Not quite enough gas left into the tank. One stock apiece right now. I'm a firm believer that if a person gets to this portion of the game after they get a small reverse, they might actually be able to close out the whole set. So if ApolloKage is smart, he'll do away with Kola really quick here.
Very important, too, because Kola's actually surmounted a lead, having come from behind at this point. ApolloKage wants to set up and throw grenades. He does not want to have to trade damage, especially when he's down 40%. Kola's been finding a lot of stock takes, a lot of confirms, and he's playing very slowly, very methodically, 115%. An up tilt in the right position could even take it for Kola, and he's just continuing to rack. But at this point, racking up damage might not be beneficial to you.
I don't think so. Oh yeah, get off this stage. Nikita, is this one going to finally be the one to connect? Nope.
Oh, big.
And pop you away from the ledge, too.
He gets staged.
C4. Wants to keep it in here. Oh, parry my own stuff. I'm locked all the way in.
How deep are we going? Oh, he finds it!
Who you feeling like, Kola? Oh!
What a tense moment right there, waiting for the C4. Kola knew exactly what ApolloKage wanted, and he was prepared for the answer. He had the flow chart ready, and he checks this one off.
That was so smart. I think was it the grenade he had in hand? He caught the grenade, let it detonate, knew where he was going to pop up, and I almost feel like he kind of betted it all. I mean, I know that Roy can get out there, but you can't stay out there.
Right.
And I feel like, hell, if that missed, Kola's in some real trouble. So great stuff right there on Kola's side.
Yeah, the risk-reward is something that Kola balances on a razor's edge. That's the Kola that we know and love, is the one that is willing to go the extra mile, to take the risk, to do the thing that you think, oh my God, please for the love of God, don't do that, we want more games. And he makes it work.
Yeah, every time.
Incredible stuff from Kola.
He's on another level of play right now, another level of existence right here. This is the Kola that we've seen last year win CEO. So I know how to play when I'm winning, and I know how to play from behind. I'm not going to be winning every match, so I got to know how to buckle down and really lock all the way in. Game number 5 is here, friends. ApolloKage and Kola throwing down in winners finals. Let's do this.
The long-standing legend of Atlanta against St. Louis's long-standing #1. This is Midwest versus the South. In a tense Game 5 going back to small battlefield, Kola seems to have figured out a game plan, but it's kind of reliant on finding an opening, finding a lead. And if you can do it early on with C4 attached to you, this could be dangerous. Off stage, C4 is no longer on.
Okay, let me see it. The Saint Lunatic right here, man.
That's hot.
Okay, here he is. Renee's doing the work for him. Great stuff, nice. And making Kola think twice before hitting him. I mean, again, I'm still getting hit too, but my opponent is eating damage, so I'm okay with it. I don't love it, but I'll take it.
Using the grenade to get back. C4's in center stage, so he can only use the grenades to get back.
What?
Using the Nikita to recover, this is a very smart option, and he actually does allow himself the low recovery. That was so good from ApolloKage, covering so many options, but only for so long as Kola takes the first one.
No, seriously. And I don't think Snake with the longest range on his get-up attack, so, was still able to use an aggressive option on the way back up, but it was all for naught right now. Kola, 146% once upon a time. back down to 0 here.
We've seen that back air do so much work for ApolloKage. Could be the bane of Kola's existence, but still maintaining a small lead. Importantly, Kola wants to continue racking up damage without taking too much, and you can see how he's playing. It's on top of ApolloKage. Never let him be on the opposite side of stage as you.
Okay, oh yeah, get stomped, bro. Boots to face right there.
He's got ApolloKage rolling. He's got ApolloKage scared. ApolloKage does not want to get cornered. That's so important. You do have the C4 to keep yourself from being cornered a little bit, but you can see him rolling back to center. He is so desperate to get out of ledge.
Yeah, you can't be in the ledge anymore, man. Again, you're just taking so much damage. That standing jab just opens up the door for so much. And even if you shield it, you're still locked down in the corner. Snake, great character. Not the best out of shield options. Okay.
Walling out with the grenades.
And this time just running up on him and doing it. I like that.
Yes.
You want to play center stage, I'm here for it. Uh-oh.
We got to see more of that CQC that ApolloKage is so known for, because Kola is forcing you into those corners. The grenade potentially saving, but at the very least keeping the option a little bit more loose.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah. Where are
Massive.
we going? Ran his ass down. Where are you going, bro?
What a huge moment from Kola, finding the jab back air. Now he needs to rack on a little bit more damage. It's very straightforward what the game plan is.
Okay, a lot of damage right there. You can't play above Snake. This is still Snake we're talking about. 21%. But I smell up tilt coming. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of you up close. I'm not afraid. Other players might be afraid of the buttons. They might be afraid of the jab. I'm not other players, okay?
I can't believe C4 was still in center stage. Wound up taking Kola's stock right there, and now Kola's at a deficit. He didn't get any extra credit on that last stock. In this crucial Game 5, he cannot find the opening that he needs. Now ApolloKage's got the wall set up. He's built his house, and Kola's trying to break in. How can you?
That's right. He said, if I can't come in through the door, I'm coming in through a window, bro. I'm going to get up in here. Falling up here. Answered back with the down air. Quick option up close. Snake off with the quickest options out of shield, so I'm going to take what I can get. There's up air. Get off that platform and see me.
Can't find that window, man. It's like an attic window. It's so small. Every moment, there's another tiny window that opens up, and Kola has been so good at finding them. But in the corner now, how do you get out? How do you find the next window? Every moment is a razor's edge.
Okay. Got to go for the B reverse on the C4 drop. You got a grenade in your hand. Where are you going? Okay, gets the soft touch. What you doing in this corner? Oh my God!
The spacing was so important right there. The up tilt almost took the stock. How do you break through the mortar? He actually does. Now he's on the ground. Now ApolloKage has the onus to get in, and he's trying to set up the house again, but he doesn't have enough grenades on the ground. Apollo gets hit by the important one. Up tilt.
No. Okay, try to go for the F tilt. Quick option. We need to see a reverse on the way down. There it is. In the back air at the top of the screen. Gets it done. Whoa. Crazy looking hitbox right there.
Again, the back air, the bane of Kola's existence, wound up winning like 2 or 3 of those sets for ApolloKage. Just mixing it in at the right time on the falling aerials as opposed to an air dodge or as opposed to a grenade pull, and Kola got eaten by one important one. Oh my God, ApolloKage, so many crucial moments in that.
When it mattered, it showed up in a major way. Great stuff right there to both of those two. Kola going to take a trip down to the loser side of bracket. So, again, it's still top 8. You know what I'm saying? It's top 4 at this point. He had the bracket reset on him last year. He still has a chance at fighting, you know, and getting that #1 spot with ApolloKage. Okay, you know, we follow ApolloKage. He's worked for a very long time. He's all about improving. He's all about, you know, the mental, your headspace, where you're supposed to be spiritually, emotionally. And I'm starting to see the payoff of all those ideologies right here, bro.
Let's talk about that, like, stock 2 recovery, by the way. He was off stage